My name is Sara Schmick, and I'm a professional engineer with the Engineers Without Borders Northern Virginia professional chapter just outside Washington, D.C. And I am a technical lead for our community engineering core projects for EWB Nova. And I really love this program. I'm very proud of the work that we're doing with this program. I think it is a great way to connect and serve with the communities, states, and regions that we all live in. And I think that this program, the Community Engineering Core program, really demonstrates the EWB mission domestically within the United States. There are several aspects of a communication. Sorry, hold on. I got to start over again. Can you say
Sure.
the question for me?
Yeah, so Sarah, can you tell us what some of the aspects of communication are that are important for mentors and technical leads to consider with their teams?
There are several aspects for mentors and technical leads to consider with their project teams. Establishing a communications plan at the beginning of a project is important to make sure that everyone gets on the same page in terms of the frequency of communication and the ways that you will communicate on the project. In terms of frequency, consistent and regular communication is important to make sure that everyone stays motivated and stays engaged through the course of the project. There are many ways to communicate, including face-to-face meetings, emails, conference calls, etc. However, most communication will not happen face-to-face. And it is important to make sure that in all ways that communication is done, that there is productive communication, and there is a way to make sure that everyone stays engaged and involved. And so with that said, I think that there are ways to be creative and make sure that you have impactful meetings and that communication is done thoughtfully and thoroughly. And one example or way to do that is to use an agenda to make sure that all points are covered during meetings, all discussion is had, and that you keep the team and the meeting on track during a meeting or a conference call. Another good example for project team communication is using the chatter group on Volunteer Village. This allows everyone to communicate in real time with their project team members and allow everyone to see the discussion being held. The key thing here to remember is that communication will change over the phase of the project. Some phases may require more communication than others. And the important thing is to remember to be able to assess what is needed for the deliverable, what is needed for that phase of project, and be willing to change as necessary. Good communication is an important aspect of a successful project. Some qualities of healthy communication include a respectful environment, a patient environment, and patience with those of different experience levels and background, setting clear expectations, including what's required of each team member, professionalism, and making sure that each team member meets their commitments and is able to work professionally with the community. Approachability and being able to talk with every team member and answer questions, no matter, again, what their experience or background is for each team member. And then lastly, consistency in communication and making sure, again, that frequency is regular in terms of communication, and that you are maintaining engagement and motivation for the team. Concerns to communicate about with the project team include fundraising, safety concerns, security concerns, and any other project concerns that may come up. Project-specific things to communicate about include schedule, budget, how things are going with the community, and any other community concerns that may come up. The important thing here to remember is to manage expectations on the deliverables and what's required of each project team member, and also making sure then those are communicated with the communities and they know what to expect from the project team. The EWB Code of Conduct and core values are both a good guide in terms of how to communicate with the project team and with the community. An example of a community engineering core project where strong communication was essential is on the Cedar Gulch project just outside Rapid City, South Dakota. This community required an assessment of several different water treatment technologies. And it also involved communicating quite a lot of technical information to the community. And so our approach to managing that was to really mentor and lead a conversation in person with the community to make sure they understood the details and all the information around each technology and each water treatment alternative, so that they understood before they received a report or a final technical document that had a lot of information, technical information or jargon that they didn't understand. So this helped the community become more familiar with the options, understand the different technologies, and allow them to make a better decision for themselves in the end, and work with us a little bit more closely to select the best alternative for their needs. However, depending on the project, whether it is international or domestic, different qualifications and experience may be required. For example, for a community engineering core project, a registered engineer in charge, or REIC, which is a licensed professional engineer, is required in the state that the project is being performed. And so this is unique to the domestic or CE core program that may not be required on other programs such as an international or ESC project. Lastly, mentors and technical leads need to be familiar with the EWB Code of Conduct, project process, and educational resources, as well as planning for sustainability in their projects early on. I shouldn't end with early on. That's not a proper statement or sentence. Early.
Also, yeah, just so we're saying they need to be familiar with these things.
Yeah.
So how to plan for sustainability.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do this one more time. I'm sorry. I got out of my rhythm here, clearly. Okay.
I know. Sorry, it's my fault.
No, it's no big deal. It's fine. Okay. Lastly, mentors and technical leads need to be familiar with the EWB Code of Conduct, project process, educational resources, and how to plan for sustainability in their project. It is really important for mentors and technical leads to meet certain expectations. They are responsible for a project from start to finish. This includes being accountable for the quality from all the way at point of design and engineering to implementation. Mentors and technical leads are responsible for ensuring that the project team finds the right experience and qualifications for the project. Mentors and technical leads are expected to be accountable to the community and be able to communicate across cultural barriers, age barriers, and experience barriers, all types of information, including technical or engineering information, to people without an engineering or technical background. Lastly, mentors and technical leaders are responsible for exemplifying the EWB Code of Conduct and providing respectful environment for all stakeholders and community members involved. The ability for mentors and technical leads to meet expectations not only improves the relationship with the community, but also ensures project success for the project team.